Okay, textbook page 151. This is day one of our review. All right, number one, x to y is, Anthony. Great job. 3 to 7 is correct. So our fraction was x over y was 3 over 7. All right, how about b, x to x plus y? What would that be, Gage? Okay, did you realize you made a mistake? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Kendall, what do you have? 3 to 10 is correct. Nice job. All right, 2A, so for 2A and 2B, we have to refer up to the little Singapore Sally graphic where she says that 1 in 4 people say they would buy this newly launched magazine. Letter A said, find the ratio of people who say that they will buy the magazine to the total number of people interviewed. What'd you have for that, Elijah? 1 to 4 is correct. Nice job. And if it was 1 to 4, that means 1/4 of the people would buy the magazine. So what percentage is that? Alda? 25% is correct. Nice job. Okay. 3A. 3A and 3B are a little bit tricky. Okay, so we're going to read it carefully. After a library, but do you have a question before I go on? No? Okay. After a library bought new books, its collection increased by 20%. Find the ratio of the number of new books to the original number of books. Okay, so actually, let's draw a bar model really quick. Okay, when we're talking about percent increases, you guys can just draw this off to the side. We're going to add that on to the original. Whatever our standard for comparison is 100%. So if we're comparing new books to the original, we're comparing to 100%. This is a percent increase. Okay, but it says find the ratio of the number of new books. All right, so here we're working with percentages with our bar model, but then we would ask to find a ratio. Any guesses? What do you guys think? How should we start this off? Nora? Okay, so you're close, but here's the thing. The wording says find the ratio of the new books. So it's definitely not true that like that label new books would apply to 120%, right? What percentage would that label new? Just the 20%. But you were on the right track because you said to do 120 to 100, except we're not doing 120 because that would be the total number of books. So we're doing 20 to 100. But is that my final answer? No. What should my final answer, Ashley, be? 1 to 5. Great job. Now, the next part is a little bit tricky because it says what fraction of the new books in the library, I'm sorry, let me start over. What fraction of the books in the library are new books? Okay, so remember R is or as over up. So Maddie, 1 to 6. Can you go backwards and tell us how you arrived there? You're right.
Okay, 100% is like 1 to 5, but it's 20%.
Right. So it's really, so new books was 20%, right? And the total number of books was 120%. So Maddie did that correctly. So it should be 1/6 because it says fraction. It doesn't say ratio. Okay, good. All right, how about number 4? Stefan thinks of 3 numbers. The ratio of A to B is 2 to 3. The ratio of B to C, I'm sorry, A to C is 4 to 5. Let me get these gone so we can have a little bit more room here. Okay, so hopefully you guys made a chart. Did anybody make a chart for this one? Okay, Ray, do you want to describe how you made your chart?
Yeah, so I made
Did you do it like this or did you do it like this? A, B, C. The one before. Okay. So you did A to B and then A to C. Okay. All right. Okay. Great job. Times 2. Okay, great job. So you said you need to get the A's to be the same. So you did A and B times 2 and you got 4 and 6. Nice job. And then so the answer for letter A, the ratio of B to C, what did you get? Nice job. And then who's got letter B? Find the values of B and C if A is 20. Tyler? Find the values of B and C. So you told me 2/5, but if A is 20, so you simplified, but we're actually not looking for a simplified ratio in this case, because if A is, let's see what it say, A is 20, let's put 20 up here, right? That means A was multiplied by 10 up here, right? And then by 5 down here. So B would be multiplied by 10, which would be 30. If A is 20 down here, that means that these have to be multiplied by 5, right? So what's C? Caleb? Great job. 25. So over here, so B. Oh, it's not letting me write there. Come on. I'll write it up. Okay. We'll write it over here. B would equal 30 and C would equal 25 when A is 20. Okay. All right. So let's not go over the exit ticket right now. I'm going to go ahead and pass out this worksheet, which was the homework that I didn't assign before we went to break. But these are really good problems. They're challenging and they're going to help you review for the test. So what I'm going to have you guys do is work on these for about 10, 15 minutes, something like that, with your table partner. And I want you guys to they're hard. So, you know, everybody should be bringing something to the table in terms of generating ideas and things like that. Let me pause this really quick. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just begin. Okay, so number 1, Alfred cycled 24 miles in 2 hours. What is his average speed for the journey in kilometers per hour? All right, so when we are finding a speed, what do we put on the left of our arrow diagram? Time or distance when we're finding speed? Elijah? No. Time is always going to be on the left when we're finding a speed. So in 2 hours, Alfred travels 24 miles on his cycle. Okay, so if I'm finding a speed, remember okay, so Anthony, you can pop back up to your desk now since we're going back through these together. We're always finding a unit of a distance per unit of time, right? Per 1 unit of time. So how far does Alfred go in 1 hour? Alex? 12 miles. Now, we can go ahead and write our speed as 12 miles per hour, but is that answering the question? No, because what does it ask us for? Kilometers. Okay. So I need to multiply this answer and convert it into kilometers. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply times 1.6 kilometers per 1 mile. Okay, so notice what I did, guys. I'm multiplying, but I'm keeping my units with my numbers, and that way I can see that, okay, I'm cross-canceling those miles. When I multiply 12 times 1.6, I'm going to get a kilometers per hour, right? Because those are the units that I have left. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, 12 times 1.6. Who's got it? Does anybody have an answer already? Charlie, what'd you get?
19.2 kilometers.
19.2 kilometers per hour. Good. Now, could we have done that in our heads, you guys? Yes.
Yes.
Here's what I would have done. If I were to do this in my head, I would have done 10. Shh, guys, I need your voices off. I would have done 10 times 1.6. So that would look like this. Right? What would that be? What is it?
16.
16. Is it 16?
No.
10 times 106. Yeah, it is 16. Good job. All right. Plus 2 times 1.6. What would 2 times 1.6 be?
That
2 times 16 is 32, right? So it'd be 3.2. Good. So you guys totally could have done this in your heads. All right, number 2. Okay, let's talk through this. It says the parking fees at a parking lot are as follows: 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm having to talk really loud, which means you guys are making noise. So let's be done. They're going to charge $1.50 per hour or part thereof. Notice that they're charging on the hour, not on the half hour. And then any other time, $2 per entry. So no matter what, you got to pay your $2 to go in there. So and that says Mr. Summers parked his car from 3:30 to 8 p.m. at the parking lot. Find the parking fees incurred by Mr. Summer. Well, he starts parking at 3:30, right? So he's going to have to pay from 3:30 to 4 o'clock. And then from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So how much is he going to pay from 3:30 to 4 o'clock? Kendall? Yep, $1.50. How much is he going to pay from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, guys? Another $1.50. Are they charging after, like starting at 5 o'clock? Do they keep charging?
Yes.
It says 5 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yes.
Do they charge? What do they charge then? Are they charging $1.50 per hour? Okay, all right. So they're just going to charge. So from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8, he's going to have to pay that $2, and that's just per entry. So how much is he going to pay total? Tyler? No, we're going to pay $1.50 plus $1.50 plus $2. What's that going to be? Mateo? It's not going to be $9. Yes.
$5.
It's going to be $5.
What?
We've got, what's $1.50 plus $1.50 is $3
Oh.
plus $2. Okay, so it's just $5. You've got to turn around in your seats. Okay, per entry means, okay. All right. Per entry means it's a one-time fee. You don't keep paying. All right. So what this person did, so that actually, I think my chart's a little bit misleading because here's how this actually would look. When Mr. Summers goes into the parking lot, okay, he's going to pay $2 no matter what time he goes in. That's his entry fee. He has to pay that. So if he were to go in and leave a minute later, he would still pay that $2. So that's up front. And then he pays $1.50 per hour from 3 to 4 and then from 4 to 5. And then he pays nothing after 5 p.m. because they don't charge for parking after 5 p.m. So that's why it's $5. Does that make sense, guys? Kind of. Well, the language is a little bit confusing. I get that. All right, number 3, a mechanic estimates that it will take one person 60 hours to repair a car. Now, let's just stop for a second. If it takes one person 60 hours, will 4 people take more or less time? Less, okay. If 4 people work on the job and they each work on, let's just ignore that for a second. How many hours would 4 people take to finish that job? Ray. No, they're not going to take 24 hours. Okay, that was a reference to they're working 6 hours each day. All right, so there was 24 possible hours. But that job takes 60 hours total. So how many 4-person hours would it take to complete that job? What is it, Charlie?
15.
Yeah, so 4 people would take 15 hours each to complete the job, right? 15 hours each. Okay, but they're only going to work 6 hours a day. So let's make a chart. Okay, so this is day 1, day 2, and day 3. Okay, all 4 people are working at this job. All right, how many hours can they work on day 1? Only 6, right? Okay, how many hours can they work on day 2? 6. Okay, we're up to 12 hours. How many hours do these 4 people have left to work on day 3? 3 hours left. Okay. All right. So we're good so far. It says how many days are needed to repair the car? How many days are needed to repair this car, you guys? With 4 people working on it. No, it says how many days? How many days? Gabby?
2.5.
2.5 days. Yep. Charlie, do you have a question on that one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just like round up and make it like 3.
and make it 3. Okay, so that's a really good question because sometimes we have problems like where it's like a part thereof, right? And then it's the next whole number and you have to pay it. On this, with this kind of a problem, no, it would be totally normal to like if you were being billed for this job, they would bill you for 2.5 days. So you wouldn't round it up. You would just say 2.5 days. All right, this one was complicated. Ashley runs to the park from her house at an average speed of 8 miles per hour. Okay, now I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this is easier to solve with the formula method. It can be solved with arrow diagrams, but the reason we know both is because sometimes problems are going to be easier one way or the other. All right, so let's go ahead and mark that. That's one speed. She then runs back to her house along the same route. Her house is 2.4 miles. That's a distance from the park. How fast must she run home if she wants to complete her run in 30 minutes? Okay, let's split up our paper a little bit here, you guys. All right, do we know how long she takes to run from the park to her house?
No.
No. Okay, so we're gonna figure that out first. Remember, guys, when we use, I need all eyes on papers or up here, okay? So when we are finding time, distance, or speed, we need 2 out of the 3 variables to find the third variable. We can't possibly find the third without the other 2. Do we know distance and speed here to be able to find time? Yeah, we do. Okay, so what's the formula for time, folks? Distance over speed. Okay, great. So time 1, her first time is going to be 2.4 miles over 8 miles per hour. Okay, so we can do this in our heads. This is essentially, right, 24 tenths divided by 1/8 or divided by 8. What would 24 tenths divided by 8 be? Finn? Yeah, it would be 3 tenths. Good. And the miles cross cancel. So that's 3 tenths of an hour. And I'm going to keep it that way. All right. Yes.
Questions on our quiz gonna be this hard?
No. I mean, they're going to be hard. There are some hard ones on there. I'm not going to lie. This one's a little bit harder. This would be a bonus question level. Okay. All right. Now, so we know that she takes 0.3 of an hour. She wants to run it in 30 minutes. I've got 0.3 of an hour and 30 minutes. Let's convert the 30 minutes to point something of an hour. It'll be way easier. So how much of an hour is 30 minutes, guys? Yeah, so let's convert that to 0.5 in an hour. So if she's already taken 0.3 of an hour, how many parts of an hour does she have left? I need you guys focused up here. How many parts? And you guys, we should all be taking notes. 0. What? 0.2. Okay, so our time 2 is 0.2 hours. All right, our question though is how fast does she need to run? All right, what is the formula for speed? Distance over time. Good. So we want to know her speed for when she's running 2.4 miles in 0.2 of an hour. So we've got 22.4 miles and she has 0.2 hours to do it in. Okay, so this is essentially 24 tenths divided by 2 tenths. What's going to be the answer? What's 24 divided by 2, guys? What is it?
12.
It's 12. Let's set this up, okay? Like if we were looking at this, we would do 2.4 divided by 0.2, and we would move the decimal in the divisor so that we would have a whole number divisor, and we would move the decimal and the dividend the same number of places. So we're going to get 12. All right, so how fast does she need to run? 12 miles per hour. That is extremely fast, by the way, guys. It's very fast. How fast would that be? Trying to think. Gabby?
The comment.
Okay, go ahead.
My sister once ran 15 miles per hour. I've got a sister.
But I bet she sprinted that for about 100 yards, right? Yeah.
12 miles per hour over 2.4 miles would be really tough. Okay. Let's warm up with this problem tomorrow. So you guys go ahead and put this in your, where it's not homework, so just put it with your notes. We're gonna pull it out tomorrow and finish that problem off. Homework tonight, guys, is workbook review 4, but it's not the whole thing. So let me tell you what it is, just a second.